Hi everyone, Jasmine here. Thanks so much for joining me for my March blogging Q&A. So I see that my connection's a little bit unstable. If you guys are having any trouble with hearing me or seeing me, please let me know in the comments. I'm actually going to do a little post here in case you can't hear me either. So and I will share it here too. Go ahead and post in the chat if you can see and hear me okay. I just want to make sure that we don't have a huge lagging issue. And if so, I'm going to log out and try to log back in. So that's why I am suggesting that. But while I'm waiting to hear how it looks, welcome. This is my March blogging Q&A, and this is a special Q&A because we are in the middle of the How to Optimize Your Blog to Make Money challenge. And that's great because I'm here to answer any questions that anyone has, not just about blogging and things like that, but also any questions you may have while going through the challenge. So I know that I've received a couple of questions via email. I'm going to make sure to cover those. And I'm also going to make sure to answer any questions that anyone here has in the chat as well. What I like to do to start is just introduce myself. Hi, I'm Jasmine. I have been blogging for over a decade. I can't tell you how many years on the top of my head for some reason, but I started in 2011. So I started a blog called Miss Millennium Magazine. I've since started a second blog called Blogging Money Life. I run those two blogs currently. And honestly, I just like talking about blogging. I know I'm doing a Q&A in the middle of this challenge, but this is my typical time, the last Wednesday of the month, where I answer any blogging questions that you may have once a month. So if you enjoy this format, if you enjoy like just talking about blogging yourself, feel free to come back next month on the last Wednesday. Okay, so I asked if you guys can hear and see me okay. I saw one person said yes, perfect. I'm glad to hear that. If for some reason you guys can't hear and see me, please comment in the chat and I'll be happy to try to log off and log back on just to make sure that you guys have a clearer picture and can hear everything that I'm talking about. So welcome. I want to start by just talking through the challenge, what's happened so far, how it's been going, and answer any questions that may come up based on the topics we covered there. And yeah, we'll go from there. So starting with the challenge, I had the Facebook group posted, pulled up here in front of me. So for those of you who are joining through the challenge, welcome. We did have a good first few days. I know that the way we have it set up is every day I am posting a new video. And in that video, I give you some resources that you can use based on what I talked about in the video. And then I also have homework assignments for each of the different topics for the day. And the purpose of this challenge is to make sure that your blog is ready to start bringing in income. So the goal is by the end of this week, your blog, if you go through the steps, complete the assignments, your blog will be ready to start making money. It doesn't matter if you've only been blogging for a month or 5 years. You should be able to start taking the steps to monetize your blog after you go through this challenge. And that's what I like about it, because you want to make sure you're covering those basic things so that you can make money with your blog. If your goal is to earn money with your blog, of course. I know there's plenty of people who want to blog to just have fun, and that's cool too. But for those who want to monetize, this is a good challenge for you. So let's talk about what I discussed so far. On day one, on Monday, I talked about basic blog setup. And this is making sure you have the right plugins on your blog, making sure you have some of the right pages on your blog, that you have your social media channel set up. And then I gave you guys a blog tech type of checklist via email so that you have that. And you can check off the things that are on your blog. And if you don't have them, you can go through the steps to get the things that are missing. I'm glad I ran a poll in the Facebook group, and it looks like most people had all the items that I say you should have installed on your blog, including Google Analytics, the Yoast SEO plugin, making sure that all your social media channels you're going to use are set up, and then having a social media sharing plugin on your blog. So great job. I think that's very promising, very promising group. So day 2, I talked about blog consistency, and I know this is still like early in the challenge, but this is probably one of the most important parts of blogging: consistency. Because when you are going to be pitching brands and you want to work with other, let's say bloggers, or you want to work with, let's say brands, sponsorships, one of the things they're going to look at is this person a hobby blogger, or is this person serious and I can actually do business with them? And one of the ways to show your authenticity, or better word for professionalism, is by being consistent with your blog. That means making sure that you are publishing content on a regular basis. You have certain pages set up on your blog so that you're ready to go. If someone wants to contact you, them being able to contact you. Making sure you're continually learning, posting on social media. And then, of course, if you have an email list, making sure you're sending a newsletter, or at least reaching out to them on a regular basis. And I talked through some of the 6 basic tasks you want to have, including content creation, newsletter creation, social media sharing, making sure you're having time for brainstorming or course creation, or just idea time in general, because that's a very important part of making sure that your blog continues to grow. Of course, there's site maintenance, and that's something you can outsource or do yourself, depending on your ability to do that. And then I have continued learning, because investing in your learning is probably one of the best investments that you can make with your blog. I speak from experience. I want to say, like, the first few years when I was blogging, I was doing what everyone does. I was Googling everything to figure out how I can do some of the basic things, like get my website set up and things like that. And eventually I hit a roadblock. A lot of these free resources that I was signing up for, I already knew a lot of this stuff, or I found that a lot of it was redundant. I wasn't really getting any original information. So I started paying for courses, for mentorship, and saw a huge difference in my business. I actually signed up for my most expensive mentorship program in 2020. And while I was doing a lot in 2020 in regard to like just managing my blog, and I was focusing on different things all at the same time. Something I would not recommend you do, focus on one thing at a time. But 2020 was one of my best blogging years. So don't sleep on making sure that you're continuing to learn. And then I talk about fixed days. So making sure you have a day that's consistent for when you publish blog content or a YouTube video, a consistent day with sending out a newsletter, and then some consistency with sharing on social media. Of course, that varies from channel to channel, but those are all things that are involved with staying consistent. And then today I talked about promotion. And this is a really interesting topic, because especially now with all the changes that happened with Google recently, but making sure that you are doing things to promote your blog posts when it gets published is so important. I'm a big fan of making sure that you have a tool that can continue to share your posts automatically, so you don't have to worry about doing that down the road, and then you don't have to worry about your blog post dying. So doing that on social media is important. But I'm also, one of my biggest credits I would give to my blog traffic is using Pinterest. And Pinterest, you know, it had its time. Anyone who asked me, like, is it still worth it to be on Pinterest? Is it still worth it to be on Pinterest? Everybody's focused on SEO. And I've always said, yes, everything is SEO right now, and that's good. SEO is always going to be a factor, and you can't just take your eyes off SEO, although I see a lot of people doing that now with all the Google changes. But keep your eye on Pinterest, because Pinterest was doing some like funky things a couple years ago, and everybody's like, I'm done with Pinterest. And now what I have found, even though most bloggers I know have been impacted by the various Google changes, I've seen a lot of consistent traffic on my blog coming from my Pinterest account. So Pinterest has always been a factor. It's always going to be a factor, and you got to make sure that you're continuing to do that. But on the day I posted today, I talk about promoting your blog post, and I talk through my specific strategy I use to make sure that every blog post that gets published gets a nice little push in regard to the content being seen on social media and continuing to be shared so that I don't have to worry about it disappearing. So yeah, that was a good post for today. Now, that's everything we've covered so far. There's still 2 more days in the week that I'm going to have new video content going out so that you guys can watch that, complete the assignments, and by the time you're finished with that, you will be able to say, I'm ready to monetize my blog. So very, very exciting. I hope that it's been enjoyable so far for those of you who are taking it. If this sounds interesting to you and you want to learn more, but you haven't signed up for the challenge, I'm going to post a link here so that you have that. And feel free to jump in. The videos are still there. They're going to be there until Friday. And for those who are jumping in late and you're like, oh, but I want to get the assignments, I want to be able to rewatch the videos because I delete everything from the Facebook group once the challenge is over, I do have a discount for anyone who joins the challenge to buy the videos so you can rewatch them at your leisure. So that's all there. You just have to sign up for the challenge and you'll get access to the Facebook group and all of that. So you can learn. And again, this is all so that you are able to, after 5 days, if you take all the steps that I'm asking you to do in the challenge, you will be able to start monetizing your blog, specifically with being able to pitch brands and do sponsor posts. Okay, so that was a mouthful. If there are any questions about what's been covered so far during the challenge, feel free to post them in the chat and I'll be happy to get an answer over for you guys. Okay, so while I'm waiting for some of those questions to come in, I did get a question from someone. Oh, here it is. I did get a question from someone who said they hope they can make it. Her name is Gina, and I'm going to read her question, and you guys can see the answer for it. So Gina says, my question would be how to speed up my site. I've checked page speed insights and I'm low in performance because I need to minimize main thread work. I need to reduce JavaScript execution time and do something with the largest counterflow paint element. If you know anything about speed performance, that'd be great. So this is a really good question because I found that I ran into this issue when Google made these changes about largest counterflow paint and making sure you have a certain score so it doesn't impact your first of all, the traffic coming to your website, but also your page speed. So these are important things that you want to make sure you take care of. Now, what I will also say is that I am not going to even pretend to be like an IT professional and know how to answer this question. Like, what exactly do you need to do to fix this? But I did run into this issue myself, and I'll tell you what my solution for that was. Hire someone who is an IT specialist to do it. And you'll be surprised at how affordable it really can be. So I had the opportunity to do a little research, or not do some research, but pull some links for you guys prior to this, since this question was sent to me ahead of time. But what is excellent is that I know a guy and he can fix this for you, and he can do it for really cheap. I actually hired him recently for my blog to fix some tech issues on my website that SEMrush told me I had, and he did an excellent job with that. And he'll also do it for Ahrefs. He'll do it for Google Search Console, and so any place where you're having, I don't know if my link will work here. Any place where you're having issues with tech things that need to be resolved. I don't know if that did that well. Hold on, let me see if I can put another deal here. Oh, I think it was too long for me to share. Okay, so it's in the chat, you guys. Don't worry about, oh, The link's broken. Give me 1 second. I'm going to make this a short link for y'all, so that way you can get to the link easy, because this is my guy. He's awesome and he's affordable, which is something I always look for when it comes to making sure that I'm recommending good tools and resources for you guys. So give me 1 moment and let me pull that up. I'm going to shorten the link, and then I can put it here so you can just take it and go straight to his offering on Fiverr. The one I'm looking at right now for him is only $15 for him to fix errors on your site. But of course, that depends. It really depends on how many errors there are for him to do it for $15. Mine was a little bit more than that, but it was still really, really affordable because I had a lot of issues. And I had it for 2 different blogs. He helped me with 2 different blogs I was having issues with. But yeah, I trust them. I've used them for multiple tasks at this point. And yeah, I'm not a fan of just spending money to spend money. But I feel like when it comes to making sure that your site is fast and is working properly, this is a good investment. So let me go ahead and create that. I'll stop talking for a second so I get that going. Here we go. I'm copying it. All right. So here's the link. Boom. Let's see. I'm going to delete these other ones because they're just messy and I don't like them. All right. So here's the bit.ly I just created for you guys. And you can go to that bit.ly to see my guy who has helped me with various fixes. So what he does is you have an error page for Ahrefs, SEMrush, or Google Search Console. He can go in and fix those things for you. So he's awesome. Highly recommend him. Check it out. So selfless esteem says, so you have to give in your password to your site. Yes. If you're working with any type of IT person, they need not only a username for your site, but they have to have admin access. It may be easy to just give them your admin login information, but I do not recommend doing that at all. Create a new user for them with their admin. And something I would recommend if you're a little skeptical about giving your admin information out is put a log audit plugin on your website. And this allows you to see what anyone who logs into your website does. Log audit plugin. And that way, if they're doing anything outside of what they said they were going to do, you can have a record of that if you see anything weird happening. Like I said, I gave this guy admin access to my page, and I didn't have any issues at all. Here we go. Here's the one I use. I'm going to give you guys the link to this. So download this plugin. It's free on WordPress. And this way you can just keep an eye on anyone who is doing things on your website if you're worried about them changing something they shouldn't change. So yeah, but the thing is you want to create a username just for them. And then when they're done with the work, you can delete that user or put them down to like a level where they can't do anything on your site anymore. So that's what I do. I make their own username and passwords. It's more secure that way. And it's also nice too, because if I ever have to hire them again on my site, I just change their user from like, I don't know, a subscriber to admin again, so they can do stuff on my site and then, you know, come back. But yeah, don't give them your login information. It's just not a good security practice. Ooh, excuse me. And if you do end up doing that, or if you've done that before, and you're like, oh crap, I've done this, change your password immediately after they're done with the work, and don't ever use that password again. But definitely don't give them a password that you've used in other places. Yeah, all not good stuff to do. So yeah, that's the best rule of thumb I have for just staying secure when you're working with someone with IT. But yeah, you have to give them login information to your website if you're going to do IT work. So yeah, that was my suggestion for that question that came in. Thanks for sending it over, Gina. I hope it was helpful for you. Sorry, I didn't have the exact answers that you're looking for in regard to how to fix some IT things, but I think that it does show strength to say, I don't know how to do this, but here's someone that does. And the reality is, like, I think something that a lot of bloggers do wrong is we become kind of jack of all trade, master of none. with a lot of things. And there's a benefit for that for sure, but it's the master of none part. Like you want to master something. And my personal opinion, it's good to master making money with your blog. So whatever you can put out there to outsource, I recommend outsourcing, especially if it's something that can bring an income for you. Outsource it and then put your time and effort into bringing in more income for your blog. So good question. Oh yes, thanks. Selfless esteem. Are you Gina? I'm wondering. Are you the person that sent in the question in the email? Okay, cool. All right. So another thing to be mindful of is I have another Facebook group outside of the How to Optimize Your Blog. How to Optimize Your Blog to Make Money Challenge. And that is my Blogger Supporting Bloggers Facebook group. And what's great about this group is we have multiple threads. Oh, yay. Yes. Awesome. I'm glad you're able to join, Gina. Yay. Good stuff. So I'm sharing a link here to my Facebook group, Blogger Supporting Bloggers. So we have multiple threads every week. We pretty much have a thread for promoting YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, just a variety of different things. I throw in new content that's related to blogging as well as any new videos that are blogging related. And then every week we do a Blogger of the Week post where someone can talk about their blog and what they learned, which is it's really good. But what I'm doing here is checking to see if I've seen any stray questions that have come in this week from one of our threads. So give me 1 second, just give a quick overview. Okay, so we did get this question in. Hold on 1 second and put that one up. Oh, this question is Instagram Reels. Do you edit them within Instagram or compile them elsewhere? I take forever to edit mine and still don't get the thing. Oh, I still don't think they are great. Also using stills. I know I have used an editor that let me pan in on stills so they looked live. Today, I couldn't find that feature in my app. Does anyone know which app has that? Gonna be honest, I have not been doing much with Instagram lately, and I definitely haven't had a lot of experience with Reels, which I know can be very relevant. I mean, very similar to TikTok videos. So I don't have an answer for that. I know when I've done just video editing in general, and that's more so for YouTube, I've used video editors like the Apple editor, and then I've used DaVinci editor, and then my husband's using a different one, but I can't remember what his is called. But those were more geared towards YouTube as opposed to the other type of videos for your phone. So yeah, I don't know, but I think that's a really good question. Let's see here. I don't see any other questions that have come up in March, but give me 1 moment. I'm just checking. I'm almost through. March. 1 moment, everyone. And of course, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to post them in the chat and I'll answer those live as well. Or if you have any comments about how the challenge has been going or questions about the challenge in general, if you're not in the challenge, you just want to know more about it, feel free to let me know and we can post those. We can talk about those as well. Okay. I think that's it. That's it. Not a whole lot of questions this month. Okay. So I'm looking, I don't see any other questions from anyone yet. But something that I would like to talk about is what motivated me to get the challenge going again. It's been a while since I've done the How to Optimize Your Blog to Make Money challenge. And I really want to get back to a place where we're just getting back to some of those basics. Even if you have been blogging for a while and you have a nice cadence to what you're doing, it's still good to go back and see, like, did anything change? Is there anything that I stopped doing that I should be doing? And I'm enjoying watching the videos again too, because I'm like, oh yeah, these are some of the things I need to be doing again, because I made these videos when I was at in a really good place and have some really good systems going. And it's really easy to fall out of those systems, because all it takes is you pivoting from, well, I'm not going to focus on affiliates right now, since that's doing fine. I'm going to focus more on Pinterest, for example. And inadvertently, what you could do is, now your affiliates aren't doing as well, but the other part of that is, on top of your affiliates not doing well, could be things have changed. Things have changed, and now you have to adjust your strategies that you've done in the past a little bit so that they are more relevant to right now. I give you an example, for example, with affiliates. The rule is you have to do a no follow link when you use affiliates, because you're getting compensated for that link. So you have to notate that to Google to let them know, like, hey, this is something I'm doing because I'm getting something out of it. But Google has since made a rule that says, okay, we have do follow links and we have no follow links. But something else we have now are sponsored links. And the conversation with that is sponsored links replace no follow links. Now you can still do no follow, but Google ideally will like it if you're doing affiliate links or sponsored post links, any link that you're getting paid in some way, whether through a commission or upfront payment, have the sponsored link tag on it. So, strategy is pretty much the same. Some of the tactical things can change. Same thing right now with a lot of the changes that have happened. Oops, sorry, looks like I lost you guys for a second. Some of the changes that have happened recently with Google, they made so many updates to the point where most bloggers I know have suffered at least once from the Google changes, the various updates that they've had. And we went from, hey, SEO, that's where your focus should be, making sure you're getting good organic traffic to your website, to now it's, do I continue to blog? Are there other ways for me to get organic traffic to my site without having to pay for it? Does anyone know what the new strategy is when it comes to getting organic traffic on Google, since Google pretty much turned the world upside down? So those are all good things to kind of come back to, even if you've mastered some of these things, just making sure that you're staying fresh and just going from there. So that's what motivated me to get this challenge going again, and then kind of work my way back up to a lot of the lessons that I learned and taught. And eventually, and this is like for you guys' ears first, eventually I'm thinking of a new offering that could be more beneficial for bloggers who are, one, trying to monetize their blogs, but two, could be monetizing it, but are having trouble with scaling it, getting to that next level. I've seen so many times how easy it can be to like be on top, and then, everything's going great. You're ready, like, I may be able to quit my job, who knows? And then the next month it's like, just like that. It can be anything. Like there's a big, massive change with Instagram, traffic dropped, or there's a huge change with Google, not getting as many affiliate sales. I mean, things can just change like that. Or maybe there's this new thing happening where one monetization strategy is being frowned upon where it wasn't before. So many different situations that can change, that can impact you and your blog. And I don't say that to scare you. I say that just to be realistic. There's a lot of stuff that can change, but I think that there is some opportunity to continue to scale, to continue to grow. And then also, like, I want to foster an environment similar to this. I know I do this once a month where I'm doing a blogging Q&A, but just fostering an environment where bloggers can speak to each other in real time and know like what's happening in the blogging world, but also get the coaching that they need specifically for what they're trying to accomplish. Something I've noticed in the past, so I've been in a number of masterminds at this point, but when we're working towards a goal and trying to be successful, it's so easy to stray from that goal because like you see something shiny and that seems more appealing. Or more than likely, the goal gets hard, right? You're walking up a hill and you're like, okay, this isn't too bad. And then you start getting a little incline. You're like, okay. And you get to the point where like the hill just seems like it's going straight up. And you're like, I'll just do that path over there. That seems easier. And you go down that path and it's a little bit more of a flat line. Like, oh, I can do all these things. And eventually you get to the same point in that where it's going straight up. And eventually you realize I'm going to have to climb. There's not going to be any of this easy walking stuff anymore. I'm going to have to like use my arms and my legs and all my body weight to help me get up this hill. And inadvertently, I don't think we do this on a conscious level. At least most people don't. We unconsciously do that. We go to the next thing and we never make it to the top. So having someone who can coach and just being in an environment where people know what's happening, people have different experience levels where they can help out in specific areas, I think would be very beneficial for the space. So stay tuned for that because I think it's going to be great, especially for those who go to these Q&As and who have done any of my other lessons. You see how my style is when it comes to teaching. I like to have this, I guess, approach that's more understated, but also like give good information. Just keep it real with y'all, because I feel like there's a lot of fluff. There's a lot of fluff out there, and you'll realize once you start actually investing in your future and in your knowledge, and you can see like, oh, I can't believe I didn't know this before. But how would you know? Because a lot of it is behind a gate where you have to pay money to go to the course to see all the secret sauce that people are keeping. So yeah, that's why I wanted to talk about that. All right, so I see we have another question in. One from JJ. Hi Jess, Facebook page or GRP for social media? Also, ideas about legal pages necessary and email provider you recommend. Facebook page or group. All right, so start with the first question, Facebook page or group. I say both. You need a Facebook page to do some of the basic things, like if you ever want to run a Facebook ad or LinkedIn ad, you still have to have a Facebook page, not LinkedIn, Facebook ad or Instagram ad. You have to have a Facebook page to do that. So always Facebook page. Group, I think there's so much opportunity for having a Facebook group. I have a group that has over 40,000 members in it. And there's a lot of benefits, not only having a space of 40,000 people who are interested in this specific topics. So if I have like, different affiliates or a program that I want to get out there to different people, I can post it in my group. Another benefit of a group is it's a good way to get email addresses. So I like my group because I do give them the option to subscribe to my newsletter when they sign up. So there's a benefit to that for sure. The only thing about a group is it's more maintenance. You got to make sure that you have some content that's going out on a regular basis. So yeah, I say both. I think both have their benefits, but don't commit to a group until you have the time and bandwidth to manage it, because it's a lot of work. For social media, also ideas about the legal pages necessary and email provider you recommend. Legal pages, you want to make sure that you have a privacy policy and a terms of service. I use a free tool that can generate this for you. You just copy and paste after you fill out a form. Let me see if I can find the one I used. Free terms of service and privacy policy, page 4 website. So I use this, super easy. You want to go through it periodically to make sure that it's up to date. Like if you add a new tool where you're gathering people's email information, you want to make sure that you get those new websites added to this page. So I go through this maybe once a year to make sure that my privacy policy is updated. So here's one for the privacy policy, and let me give you guys a link here. And then let me see the one for terms of service. Give me 1 second here. For free terms of service page. And as far as legal pages, the only other one you want to have is an affiliate disclosure. And that's pretty much saying I receive a commission if you click on links on my websites. And you don't necessarily have to have this on your as a page. I do, just because I don't want to explain this long thing to people on my website. But on my site, you can see what mine looks like. Any blog post you go to, I have a disclaimer that says I'm getting paid for affiliates. If you want to know what the details are for that, click on this link and it takes them to my affiliate disclosure page. So that's the only pages I think are necessary. The only other one I would say, it doesn't have to be a page. It can just be in your sidebar of your website. If you're doing Amazon affiliate links, they have their own disclaimer that you have to make sure is on your website. So include that as well. So legal pages, I would say privacy policy, a terms of service, an affiliate disclosure page. And then if you're using Amazon affiliate links, make sure you have their disclosure somewhere on your website as well. So I shared with you guys the privacy policy generator and the terms and conditions generator. And then the last question is email provider you recommend. I'm always torn about this question because I'm currently using 2, and my goal was to see which one wins out. And honestly, I don't think I've decided yet which one wins out, but I'll tell you them both so that you can decide for yourself after you check them out yourself. So the first one I use, and I use this one for my blog, Blogging Money Life, is MailerLite. And MailerLite is awesome because they allow you to use their free trial. Not free trial, it's free to use until you get to a certain number of subscribers. And what's nice about that is if you're not making money with your blog right now, then it's good to not spend money on a tool for your email subscribers. So I like that a lot about MailerLite. Where you come into trouble is after you get to 1,000 subscribers, then you have to start paying. But even now, like, you know, I think it's like 1,000 to 2,500 subscribers. It's like $15 a month. But you get access to all the features for the tool, even with the free version. Let's see here. Let me just show the link there. So here's a link for that. That's MailerLite. The second one I recommend, and you probably already know what I'm going to say because I am super fangirl when it comes to this tool, and that is ConvertKit. And what I love about ConvertKit is I was on other email tools before ConvertKit. I was using MailChimp. Everyone starts with MailChimp, right? I was using MailChimp and I moved to Aweber and I heard about ConvertKit and I was sold because ConvertKit claimed to be like made it for creators, and they were always on top of like what's new with creators, what type of elements do we need to have on ConvertKit so that we can stay up to date with them. And they've done a really good job of like every single year they have something new going on with their platform and are slowly becoming just like an everything type of platform, like a lot of these platforms are. So I really like ConvertKit. The reason why even though I love ConvertKit, the reason why I went to MailerLite for my second blog is because I didn't want to pay for an email marketing service. And ConvertKit now has a free version of it that you can use up to, I think it's up to 1,000 subscribers, which is great because like their automations are excellent. Their landing pages are excellent. There's just so many things they do very well. But what I will say about ConvertKit is that you don't have access to all of their resources with the free version. So I don't think you can use like automations, for example, with ConvertKit. So that's one, like if you're just getting started, I wouldn't recommend it because you got to pay to be able to use all their tools. But it is an excellent tool if you're in a position to pay for an email marketing tool. Like that's the one you're going to be at. It makes sense. It's changing all the time. They're great with their customer support. I can't speak highly enough about it. It's just the cost. And then I know I mentioned the two that I'm using, but there's one that I have been considering more and more as time goes on, and that is Podia. Now, when I first heard about Podia, they were a new learning management system, meaning if you have a course and you need somewhere to put your course, Podia is a place where you can put it. They compete with like Thinkific and Teachable. But since then, Podia has come a long way. I actually did a video about them recently, and they are trying to become the one-stop shop for bloggers. So they allow you to host your website for free with them. They have landing pages. They collect email addresses. I'm trying to think about what else they do. Let me just check really quick. So yeah, they host your website. They do landing pages. They have templates for landing pages, which is great. They have link in bio pages. So like, you know, the link that you want to have on your website, on your Instagram account. So it goes to different posts you do on Instagram. So they have that. They have portfolio websites. They integrate with a number of things. Of course, it's an email marketing platform. So all the things you can do on an email marketing platform, like automation, sending out newsletters, having different templates, forms, analytics, all that stuff is done. It's all there. And it's still a learning management system. So if you have online courses and you need somewhere to host it, you can do it here. But they also do checkouts and things. So you don't have to worry about signing up for like some type of cart or whatever. You can do it all through Podia. So, and they do upsells, which is something that a lot of these places don't have, which is surprising, or it gets really expensive. So yeah, and then you can also host your webinars through them as well. Or if you have a course that you want to host, do like affiliate sales with, they can host that too. So they do like everything. And what's nice about Podia is it's super affordable and it starts off for free. Like you don't have to worry about like paying anything on here unless you want to do a custom domain, meaning like you host it on their site. But if you wanted to go to, for example, my blog is bloggingmoneylife.com. If you wanted to go to bloggingmoneylife.com instead of like, I can't remember how these work, like bloggingmoneylife.podia.com, then it's $4 a month. Like seriously, that's it. But you can still like do all these things I just mentioned to you, like draft things. You put your courses on there, you get email addresses, all that stuff. $4 a month. So yeah, check that one out. It's a third option if you're interested. I think that it's a fair option, especially if you want to start off low as far as I'm not spending a lot of money, because I feel like you have to spend money when you first start a blog with hosting and, you know, getting an email platform and just doing all these different things. So like the idea of having one place to do all of that is very, very appealing, at least to me. Especially you don't even know what I pay for tools on a monthly basis. It's high. And it's just because you have to, you know, and that's not even including like me paying for help. So having a resource like Podia, like it's awesome. It can cut out. For Podia, what I use right now, I use Lead Pages, ConvertKit, let's see, Lead Pages, ConvertKit, Thinkific, and Webinar Jam. And I could get rid of all of those tools and use just this one. So there's an appeal to that for sure. Who knows? Maybe in the future I may move everything over there, but it's still fresh on my mind. Just another option to consider. So good question. Thank you so much for sharing that, JJ. So yeah, I've been talking for a while. Does anyone else have any questions for me? And it can be related to the challenge happening right now. It can be related to just anything blogging related in general. It could be questions specifically about me and my experience. You guys let me know. And while you guys are posting there, I want to do a quick reminder for anyone who is interested in the possibility of winning My course, Blogging Money Formula, I'm giving away one free spot this week to one lucky winner. All you have to do is tag 3 of your friends on my challenge on Facebook or Instagram. So I have 2 posts here. One is a Facebook post, and you can tag 3 of your friends there in the comments, and that counts as an entry. Or you can tag them in a comment on Instagram, just let them know about the challenge if they want to jump in this week. And that also counts as an entry. And on Friday, I'm going to be announcing who's going to get my course for free. My course is $350. In the course, Blogging Money Formula, what I do is I teach you how to bring in income on your blog. Similar concept to this challenge. You don't have to have been blogging for years. You don't have to, have a ton of traffic. I'm going to show you how to get it set up properly so that you can start bringing in income. And not only are you going to get it set up properly, I'm going to give you all the resources and tools you need to start pitching brands and find the right brands and know what to charge and put a strategy together so that you are pitching on a regular basis and bringing in income on a regular basis. So if you want that course for free, go ahead and go to one of these links here and just tag a few friends so that you can be invited. I'm also going to share the link to this post so you can know more details about the challenge, about the contest happening this week, if you want to know more details. And it's in the Facebook group. So if you're not in the How to Optimize Your Blog to Make Money challenge, you want to join in the link I gave you guys earlier. And we just put this here. So that way you have all the resources and you can see everything. But here's the link for you guys to go to sign up for the How to Optimize Your Blog to Make Money challenge if you're not in there. And if you are in there, that link I just posted for the Facebook group should work just fine for you. Okay. Whew. A lot of stuff we talked about today. We talked about the challenge. We talked about just getting some IT help. I shared a resource that I trust to be able to help you guys with whatever issues you may be having from an IT perspective. I'm going to be here again next month, like I am every month, the last Wednesday of the month for April. I'll be here. And if you guys have any questions in the meantime, feel free to post them in the chat or in the comments and I'll get an answer to you. But other than that, this has been great. Thanks so much for joining me and talking about blogging with me. And I will see you guys next month. Bye.